Great weekend. That's it for us. Larry King Live starts right now. I will see you Monday.
Tonight, runaway balloon drama. A 6-year-old boy feared to be on board, maybe even plunging to his death out of the swiftly moving craft. The child named Falcon, the focus of air and ground search efforts and a captivated nationwide TV audience. The 3-hour ordeal lived by his desperate family has a happy ending. They're all here. Next on Larry King Live. Our viewers in the United States and around the world. I'm Wolf Blitzer sitting in for Larry tonight. Want to go right out to Fort Collins, Colorado right now because a very happy family. There you see that beautiful family standing by. Richard and Mayumi Heaney, they are here, and their 3 boys. Falcon, he's the 6-year-old. We're sitting next to his dad. Bradford is 10. Ryu is 8. Congratulations to all of you. All of us are so excited that little Falcon is just fine because so many of us all over the country today were deeply worried that he was stuck in that balloon. That balloon was out of control, simply flying around the skies of Colorado for a couple hours. Fortunately, he was hiding out in the garage attic the whole time in a box. Richard, walk us through, slowly but surely, what exactly happened to Falcon today and how all of this got so way out of control.
Okay. Yeah, so we were setting up our family experiment for my wife and I's anniversary. It's a good excuse. And anyway, the kids helped actually construct the saucer-looking craft. We had glued panels of plastic, wood, and, you know, they helped paint it. The experiment was for one of our family inventions, and we're trying to build a craft to where people can no longer drive in their cars, just kind of elevate and float to work at 50 to 100 feet off the ground.
And you were doing this in your back? You were doing this in your backyard? That's
correct. Yeah, we did this in our backyard. And anyway, so we started inflating it with helium, which keeps it buoyant, so that we could conduct the high voltage experiments. The outer skin of this thing had aluminum foil on it for a positive charge and a negative charge, and you ignite this thing and it kind of gets you to go left and right, horizontal. But I explained this all to the kids. They actually taped on the high voltage signs earlier, so they knew it was high voltage and they can't touch it.
Was the balloon tethered to the ground?
Well, that's kind of questionable. Yeah, it's supposed to be tethered. It was, I saw the tethers. I didn't inspect the tethers. My wife actually tied him down. She said she tied him, so I had to, you know, go by what she said. But it's supposed to be tethered to where it would levitate 20 feet up. And we explained to the kids that that's what was going to take place.
So the 3 little boys were playing with this balloon on the ground. Then what happened?
Well, as we were inflating it, they were holding it to make sure, you know, it didn't get too windy. But after we had inflated it to a particular level, I went to go turn the high voltage timer on. It's an egg timer. And it would emit 1 million volts every 5 minutes for 1 minute. But I thought, I could have swore he was standing right next to me, but I went to go pull the release lever.
You're talking about Falcon.
Go ahead.
You're talking about Falcon, which
yes.
You thought was standing next to you. Go ahead.
Yes, that's correct. So I went to go pull the release lever, and we were pretty confident, you know, everything was going to go well. And then all of a sudden the tether starts dangling, and it took off. So, you know, I kind of freaked out a little bit. And I asked my wife what happened with the tether, you know. I didn't say it like that. We were kind of yelling. And she said she had tied it, but immediately Bradford was trying to get my attention, and I didn't quite take it all in at that moment. But finally he said, you know, and I kind of took to heart what he was saying. He said Falcon was inside the flying saucer. And
Let me stop you for a moment there. And I don't know if Bradford can hear me, but maybe you can have him explain, why did he think that Falcon, Bradford is 10 years old, Falcon is 6 years old, why did he think Falcon was inside that balloon?
Okay, he's asking you a question, Bradford. He wants to know, why did you think Falcon was inside the balloon?
Falcon went up to me. I got this all on camera. Falcon went up to me and was like this.
You okay?
I'm gonna go sneak in the flying saucer, and I saw him go in. But I didn't see him go in the base.
So Bradford says he thought he saw Falcon go into the balloon. Is that right?
Right, that's correct.
But he really didn't. Ask Falcon, because he can't hear me either. Ask Falcon where he was. Where did he disappear as all of you saw this balloon all of a sudden take off?
Falcon, he's asking you a question. He wants to know, where were you when the craft took off? Where were you at?
I was in the attic, and the reason why I went up there, my dad yelled at me. He didn't want me to play in the flying saucer.
I couldn't exactly understand what he was saying, Richard. What was he saying?
He said that he was hiding in the attic because I had yelled at him earlier for playing in the flying saucer. And he tends,
Go ahead.
Well, he tends to kind of hang at the back of the line if he's scolded. He kind of goes to his own room, kind of a thing, if he gets reprimanded.
So
And,
earlier in the day, or just a little while before this, you had scolded him, and as a result of that, he ran into the garage attic, and he actually hid inside a box. Is that right?
Well, I didn't know exactly where he had hid until I opened the door, and I guess people were shooting camera, and he was showing them how he got in, and I never knew, of course, he had a hiding place like that. I knew about a hiding place outside.
Was there an area inside that balloon where somebody could go in? Was there an area that was, that would have worked if he had gone into the bottom of that basket or whatever it is at the bottom of that balloon?
Yeah, the area is about 16 inches high by 48 inches across, so there's plenty of room. I mean, you could probably fit 3 kids in that thing.
And is there a door in the bottom? Is that how do you get in there?
Yeah, there is a little cardboard door that I would access the high voltage equipment, and also access the valve to inflate the actual craft.
All right, so at this point, you believe, after what Bradford, your 10-year-old, says, he says that Falcon is inside that balloon. The balloon has just taken off. It's now in the sky. We're going to pick up the story in a moment. I want to take a quick break, but the Heaney family is with us here on this special edition of Larry King Live, a story that captivated so many of us during the course of several hours today. Fortunately, everything turned out just fine, but we're going to go through it step by step. Larry King Live will continue right after this.
Larry King Live is brought to you by Major League Baseball.
They begin the dream at an early age. From the first time they put on a glove or grip a bat,
All comes down to this.
they imagine playing on the world's biggest stage.
Winner goes to the series.
This is when they get their chance
This is the game he's been waiting for his entire life.
to make it all come true. This is beyond a childhood dream. Watch the 2009 postseason on Fox and TBS.
At the end of the day, in Sitka, Alaska, everyone awaits the return of the fishing boats. Their safe arrival is highly anticipated, as is something else, a shipment of natural sea salt from Cargill, essential for preserving the catch. We deliver the salt on precise schedules and ship it efficiently all along the Alaskan coast, saving the fishermen money and their catch. This is how Cargill works with customers.
the face of America is changing in a very Latin way.
Soon minorities will be the majority. Soledad O'Brien reports Latino in America next Wednesday and Thursday night, 9 Eastern. Sponsored by State Farm.
Larry King Tuesday night. George Lopez is delivering a 1-2 punch, changing late-night TV and blowing the lid off Latino in America. Larry King live Tuesday night, 9 Eastern on CNN.
If you have Medicare, I have 3 things you'll want to hear. There's an all-in-one Medicare health plan from Humana. It includes Medicare prescription drug coverage, and it can save you money in so many ways. It's all in this book, and it's yours free just for calling. You'll see all the ways the plan saves you money, including prescription drugs. In fact, Humana Medicare Advantage members saved on average over $1,400 on their prescription costs last year. And you get all this coverage with a monthly health plan premium that may surprise you. Even if you've looked at Humana before, you need to take another look at this plan. Call 1-800-552-0740. We'll send you the decision guide absolutely free, in a slightly smaller size, of course. Discover the all-in-one Medicare health plan that can cut your costs and cover your prescriptions. Call 1-800-552-0740 or go to HumanaBigBook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
Faces of the New Public Enemies. CNN Monday night, 8 Eastern.
We're back with the Heaney family from Fort Collins, Colorado. It was an amazing story that all of us were watching today during the course of several hours, deeply worried about little 6-year-old Falcon Heaney sitting next to his dad, Richard, over there, Mayumi. The mom is there, and 2 brothers, Bradford and Ryu. Earlier in the day, I was reporting all of this in the Situation Room here on CNN, and it was my privilege and pleasure to report the really good news. Listen to this, guys.
This is CNN Breaking News.
He's alive and at home right now. That little 6-year-old boy, Falcon, we are now being told by the Larimore County Sheriff's Office, he has been found and he is okay. Great, great news to report. We don't know how this happened, whether he ever, in fact, was aboard that runaway. All right, so there was the news that we reported earlier here on CNN. Mayumi, you're the mom. Pick up the story. All of a sudden, you're in the backyard. You have this balloon. It takes off. It's supposed to be tethered to the ground. It takes off. Your 10-year-old son, Bradford, says that Falcon, the 6-year-old, is inside that basket at the bottom of the balloon, and you see it taking off for the sky. Mayumi, what did you say? What did you do?
We just got surprised. The balloon, the craft kept going up and supposed to stay 20 feet above the ground. And that surprised us first. And Richard and I got argue with, you know, I'm supposed to tide, and it was not done correctly. And we are so involved, and we forget about where the craft went. And meanwhile, Bradford kept saying, Falcon's inside of it. Falcon's inside of it. And we couldn't hear first. And later on realized, what? And that's the moment we realized what's happening.
And you believed that Falcon was inside that balloon. You didn't know that earlier he had run into the garage, was hiding out into the attic as he got into a little dispute with his dad earlier in the day. So what did you do at that point, Richard? You know, you're a scientist. You understand the science of all of this. Did you believe that balloon could take off with, what, a 40 or 50-pound little boy in that basket?
Yeah, we had, well, we calculated roughly, you know, how much it could possibly hold. And so when the reality that part of it had set in, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, he could really be in this thing. And so I had to take Bradford serious because the clock was ticking. So once that set in place and I'm watching this thing drift away, I asked Brad, I put a ladder against the roof. I said, Brad, could you jump on the roof and find out, you know, which direction it's going? We got to tell somebody. Yeah, so I had to call the FAA. I'm thinking, well, somebody's got to follow it. I'm hoping they can pick it up on radar. My other concern was there's an airport nearby, and I didn't want, you know, planes running into it, especially if, you know, if he is inside.
Did you call 911 too?
Yeah, I called the FAA first, but they said call 911. And at first I was kind of stunned because why would I call them? That's police and fire, you know. And anyway, so I called 911. They stayed on the phone with me. They were nice. And I gave them all the information.
And were you calm? Were you freaking out? I can only imagine what you must have been going through. You believe your son was inside that balloon, and could you even see the balloon at that point, or was it long gone?
By the time I had gotten on the phone, the boys said that they couldn't see but a speck after that. So at that point, it's out of my sight.
You couldn't see it, and so you're talking to 911. You're telling them this balloon has just taken off. Your son, you thought, was inside. Did you know for sure, or did you believe for sure, or did you think possibly little Falcon could be inside the house or someplace else?
Well, after we had yelled his name several times, running around for a couple of minutes, I'm guessing, you know, maybe 5-7 minutes, we're running around. You know, it started building on us that, my gosh, he's really inside. You know, and I got no reason to doubt Bradford at that point. But to get verification later on, we looked at some video footage that Bradford has shot. Falcon said he's going to sneak inside. So at that point, we had believed 100% that he was on board.
And Falcon was really in the garage this whole time. I don't know if Falcon can hear me, but was he, because I know at some point he fell asleep in that garage, but he was hiding out because he thought you were going to punish him for something that happened earlier in the day. Did he hear anything? Did he hear you screaming out, Falcon, Falcon?
He's asking Falcon, did you hear us calling your name at any time?
Hmm?
You did?
You did?
Why didn't you come out?
You guys said that we did this for the show.
Man.
No.
You didn't come out?
No.
I heard what he said, but I'm sure not. It wasn't really clear. What was his reasoning why he heard you screaming Falcon, Falcon, and I'm sure he heard his mom screaming Falcon, Falcon. But why didn't he come out of the garage at that point?
Well, you know, whenever we tell him things like, you know, it's a bad thing to do, he does go and hide. He cowls down. And like if we go to the store and he wants to buy some candy or something, I have to tell him no. So he's always behind. I mean, the other boys are always telling him, hurry, Falcon, hurry. So he does tend to do that.
Did you think, Mayumi, did you think it was possible that the Falcon was just hiding out this time and was not necessarily on board that balloon?
We searched any place, even the small drawers, and possibly Falcon can fit it in any part of the house, and we couldn't find him. Also, we searched our kids' friends' houses. You know, he might be visiting. We went through possible any places. So.
Well, the ordeal was only just beginning, and we're going to pick up at that point right after this short break. Larry King Live will continue right after this.
The life you want to pursue is still within your reach. But to get there, you need help. Insightful, one-on-one advice from an advocate who knows you and knows where you want to go. A Merrill Lynch financial advisor, now with access to the resources of Bank of America, can help you diversify, rebalance, imagine, and believe. Merrill Lynch. Wealth Management.
We're back with the Heaney family. Richard and Mayumi, their little son Falcon, was missing for several hours, supposedly on this balloon that was a runaway balloon. Fortunately, he was fine. Richard, how long did it take for local authorities, police, to get to your house in Fort Collins?
All right, can we get them back?
My kid's kind of spread out right now. Okay, I'm sorry. Can you ask me again?
Yeah, how long did it take for the police to get to your house?
Geez, I'm going to guess
you guys are doing really good.
half an hour maybe? Because, no, actually it was sooner than that because I was on the phone with 911 and my kids said they heard some police radios or something outside. So they were probably out front first.
So the police get there and they start asking questions, right? What was going on? And at that point, you're obviously cooperating with the police and you're telling them everything you know. You believe your son is on that balloon.
Yes, that's correct. So I was on the phone with different police agencies, telling them what was going on. And I'm kind of lost for words right now.
Well, let me ask Mayumi, at some point, all the local TV stations in the area and all of us at CNN and all the other cable networks, we start showing live pictures of helicopters chasing this balloon. Mayumi, were you watching TV? Did you see what was going on?
We didn't watch any TV, but only words from Sheriff Department. They've been telling us what's going on in terms of searching the craft and also searching Falcon. So, yeah, they've been keep informed us. That helped us a lot.
And at one point, Richard, there was after the balloon landed, and it landed it landed very smoothly in an area not far from the Denver International Airport, and there was nobody on board. There was a report that there had been a separate basket or box attached to the balloon, and your little boy, Falcon, might have been inside. Where did that come from? What was going on there?
Well, the basket is the, well, I'm going to call it the utility container for the equipment. And once I was informed that it had touched down, they told us... They said he was, he's here and I shouldn't be talking like this, you know, I mean, but they said he wasn't in there. And, you know, I just kind of lost it at that point.
What did you think?
And, I thought maybe he had fallen out. And I'm just so glad he's here, you know? Yeah, I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was that he had fallen out because the door on it was cardboard, and he could have jumped out or fallen out. I didn't know what else to think, but then they said that maybe perhaps he never got in, and then of course that kind of renewed our positive feelings.
Because there were three options that people were talking about, local authorities, county sheriffs, that A, he might have fallen out, B, there was a separate basket or box attached that may have been detached from the balloon, and C, that he was never inside to begin with, but was someplace in the house or in the neighborhood, and people were going to be looking for him. Those were basically the three options that all of us who were reporting on this were considering at that moment. And after the balloon touched down, and there was no evidence that the door or the latch had been tampered with, had been opened, and we were being told immediately it didn't look like anybody was ever inside. I'm sure you heard that as well.
No, I didn't hear that. No, they never said anything like that.
Because we were told right away that it didn't look like the latch had been tampered with. It didn't look like the door had been opened or closed. If he had fallen out over Colorado someplace, that door would have been opened. It couldn't have been reclosed or closed again automatically if you get the drift.
Right. Yeah, so, I mean, the other suggestions that had come up talking to the police officers, they said that perhaps, you know, he's at a friend. So then we came up with new ideas. Perhaps he was, you know, hanging out with some neighbors, some of the friends. So Bradford helped out and escorted the officers to their friend's house where they would hang out. And some of the other places, they have little forts or hideout over the hill. And then I was told that they had another one kind of the opposite direction of the house.
All right,
so,
guys.
We kind of...
Yeah, go ahead. Stand by for a moment because I want to take a quick break. We're going to pick up this dramatic story right after this.
Sharing. That's video on the Human Network. Cisco, welcome to the Human Network.
When the light comes on, just come in. Pep Boys.
This week, it's the Pep Boys Fall Tire Event. Buy one tire for as low as $29.99. Buy any 2 tires, get a free oil change. Buy any 3 tires and get the 4th tire free. Get a Castrol GTX do-it-yourself oil change, now just $10.99. When the light comes on, just come in.
Pep Boys does everything for less.
Call 1-800-PEP-BOYS or visit pepboys.com.
Quality and reliability are more than words here. It's personal. I have diabetes. Rodney's kid, too. So we're so proud to manufacture the Accu-Check Aviva meters and test strips here in the USA. Plus, we've proven you'll waste 50% fewer strips when you use our meter, which means greater savings for people with diabetes, like me. Now that's a true American value.
Accu-Check Aviva, born in the USA.
Are you on the fence about refinancing? Worried about the right time? Or getting the best rate? Well, it's time to get off the fence. Introducing Dytek's Refi Rate Sale. Your chance to get a special reduced rate on the most popular loan products. But this sale ends November 30th, so don't miss out. Whether you're looking to lower your monthly payments, get out of that roller coaster of an adjustable rate, or simply get cash out, this is the sale event you've been waiting for. And better yet, we can give you an approval decision over the phone in just minutes. All you have to do is call 800-DYTEC-1 right now to speak with a Dytek loan expert and lock in a reduced rate that's even lower than our everyday low rates. You may have noticed that rates are rising, so don't wait. With the Refi Rate Sale from Dytek, you may qualify for a reduced rate right now. It's time to get off the fence and land in a much better place. Don't miss your chance. Call Dytek now at 800-DYTEC-1 and lock in your low rate.
We're back with Richard and Mayumi Heaney and their 3 sons, Bradford, who's 10, Ryu, who's 8, and little 6-year-old Falcon. Some are calling him the balloon boy because there was great fear that he was in that balloon. By my account, Richard, it looks like he was in the garage hiding out for whatever reason for at least 4 hours, 2 hours while that balloon was flying around, then 2 hours after it landed near Denver International Airport. And I'm still unclear why he stayed in there for all 4 hours. And there's certainly a commotion going on in your house, in the whole area, the whole neighborhood.
You guys still have IFB still? Yeah, he said he had gone to sleep, so that's kind of logical. He had gotten up early that morning, and so I would imagine, you know, he did fall asleep up there.
And Falcon, so you have, I don't know if you can hear me, but if not, you can relay the question. Ask him, you know, did he fall asleep? What was it? Was he still scared if he got out? You were going to punish him for something earlier in the day? You know, maybe he wants to elaborate a little bit.
What's that last part?
Just ask Falcon, you know, why he stayed in that garage for 4 hours.
Falcon, they want to know, did you fall asleep in the garage for the entire time?
So first I was playing in the attic, then I stopped and went to bed in the attic.
And then you went to bed in the attic, okay.
And so, Falcon, what happened when you woke up? Did you come outside? And at what point, in other words, Richard, did you know, thank God, everything was okay?
Well, we were sitting on the couch, and there were some other folks in the room trying to help us calm our nerves. And my wife, I heard her scream, and so Falcon came around the corner, and you know, I dropped to my knees. You know, I screamed as well. You know, here he is. He's safe. He's, you know, and he's alive. So it was a great moment. You know,
a fabulous moment. Mayumi, how did it feel when you saw your little boy?
First, I couldn't comprehend Falcon standing. It felt like having a dream. And the next moment, Falcon there! So I just jumped in and I couldn't, I was speechless.
Was that the happiest moment, the happiest, Mayumi, the happiest moment in your life?
Definitely, it was.
He's crying.
It was a thrilling moment. And so, Richard, you see your son. What's the first thing you say to Falcon after you stop crying?
Oh, I just said he had scared the daylights out of us. And I just asked him to please never do that again. So later on, after everything kind of settled down, a couple hours ago, I brought everybody in, and we sat down, and I told them, I said, you know, we can't do this. You know, if you guys have a hiding place someplace, you got to let us know. Because, I mean, what if they were, you know, in a kitchen cabinet or hiding in a closet and a fire broke out, you know? And if I don't know about their hiding places, I can't help them. So we've all kind of made a pact as a family that we're all going to be open about that.
I'd love to hear from Bradford, who's 10. I don't know if he can hear me, but if he can't, maybe you can relay the question. Bradford, how did you feel when you saw your baby brother?
I thought it was awesome.
And looking back, you know, you really believed that he was on that balloon, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And you were saying, Bradford, that you were taking video, you were shooting a camera as this whole as you guys were experimenting with this balloon, and on the basis of that, you had heard your brother say he was going to sneak on the balloon. Is that what convinced you he was on board?
Yeah.
And you have Richard, these pictures that you have in the video. Hopefully, maybe you'll be able to share them with us. I think it would be pretty cool to see all that stuff. Don't you think?
Maybe. I mean, I kind of lost my mind, so I don't know whether you want to see me screaming.
Yeah.
But
you mean were they taking pictures? Were they shooting video when you finally realized that Falcon was alive?
No, I don't think anybody was shooting video once. No, when Falcon came in, nobody was shooting any pictures or video.
No, but that was just a spontaneous, loving moment. All right, guys, stand by. We have more to discuss. And we'll continue our conversation with the Heaney family right after this.
So many arthritis pain relievers. I just want fewer pills and relief that last all day.
Take 2 extra strength Tylenol every 4 to 6 hours.
Taking 8 pills a day, and if I take it for 10 days, that's 80 pills.
Just 2 Aleve can last all day. Perfect.
Choose Aleve and you can be taking 4 times fewer pills than extra strength Tylenol. Just 2 Aleve have the strength to relieve arthritis pain all day.
In this economy, we just can't afford a vacation.
I can help, but you must say exactly what I say, exactly how I say it. Honey, I just got a great deal on a 4-star hotel at Priceline. There's never been a better time to name your own price and save up to half off. Sweet lips.
Well, we can afford that. But why are you speaking that way?
I guess I'm just speaking the language of the deal.
Your loved one goes into cardiac arrest. The heart stops. What if you had the power to buy more time? I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, and I'll introduce you to people who did just that.
Another day cheating death. CNN Saturday and Sunday night, 8 Eastern.
Forget keeping up with the Joneses. You better keep up with the Garcias. Soledad O'Brien reports. Latino in America. CNN this Wednesday and Thursday night, 9 Eastern.
If you are a diabetic and concerned about maintaining your healthy blood glucose levels, please stay tuned to this important message. A market trial offer is starting now for a revolutionary breakthrough in natural blood sugar management called Glymetrol, and you're eligible to try it free for 30 days. We are looking for 200 callers to receive a free trial, so call immediately. 1-800-619-2502. The ups and downs you experience from naturally fluctuating blood sugar levels can be frustrating. Clinical studies of the key ingredients in Glymetrol have shown these ingredients to be effective in supporting healthy glucose management. And now this new formula is being released to the general public. Your area has been selected to try it right now for free. The first 200 callers are guaranteed participation in the trial. Call immediately to find out how to receive your free 30-day trial. Phone lines are open now. 1-800-619-2502. 1-800-619-2502.
I'm on board. This Sunday, 2 Eastern on CNN.
Richard Heaney, you know there are people out there who believe this was all one giant publicity stunt, that for whatever reason, this was just all made up from the beginning. You've heard this, and I want you to respond to those out there who believe this was just one big publicity stunt on your part.
No, absolutely not. I mean, they said that out front, and I was kind of shocked to hear that. Only because the reality of the situation for us is that, it's going on. So we always do research together as a family. You know, we chase storms. We got to go chase dust devils. We travel together as a family. So, we collect data with the measurements on the storms that we go out and chase. I mean, this is just what we do. So perhaps that might apply to, the thought of that might apply to somebody who doesn't do this all the time.
I guess those who believe it was a publicity stunt cite, some of the YouTube videos that you've posted with the kids, with the family, as, including a rap song that you guys were doing, which I've seen up on YouTube, that, you guys were in it for the publicity, so that they're saying, well, this may have been part of that. Do you want to respond to that?
Well, the rap song was because we're trying to encourage our kids to get into music. So we got them a drum set. My wife's been teaching them a little bit of guitar here and there. And Falcon plays harmonica. Rio does some very good whistling. So we thought, these kids love music. And the best way to encourage them is to shoot a music video, and they like seeing themselves. And, we were kind of aiming to get some positive comments the kids could read. But I think it helps build the kids' confidence so that they'll be encouraged to get into music.
And the other thing people are pointing to is your appearance, your family's appearance on the ABC reality show Wife Swap on the 100th episode of that TV show. I have to admit I haven't seen it, but a lot of people have. What was all that about?
What was the Wife Swap thing about?
Yeah, the Wife Swap, well, your appearance on Wife Swap, where what happens was your wife goes to another family, somebody else's wife comes to your family, you sort of swap places.
Right, yeah. We had caught a tornado north of Fort Collins, which is why we moved here. From that, we had reported it, that we had caught the tornado to the National Weather Service. And CBS, I guess it was them, did a story on us. The Denver Post contacted us, and things kind of built from there. But they contacted us, asking us if we would want to be on Wife Swap. And I never knew what Wife Swap was, so kind of rejected the idea. Then I investigated it. They said it was not what it sounded like. So it's a very respectable show, and I've got respect for them now because I knew nothing about it before. But they liked what we did, so they had a contest of viewers to vote on us. They had 24 other families up. So the viewers voted and voted us back on.
Let me let your wife, Mayumi, weigh in on that as well. Mayumi, what do you say to those out there? And you know there are people out there who say, you know, that all of us, this was just a hoax and we were just tricked and this was just part of a publicity stunt. Mayumi, go ahead.
Okay. What we went through the whole day is real. And that's all I know. So I don't have anything else to say to those people.
And you don't want to, obviously, you're thrilled that your son is, you honestly believed that your son was in grave danger during those 4 hours when he was hiding out in the garage.
I really thought we might have lost him, but on the other hand, I didn't want to believe that, so I was praying all this time he should be fine. He should be fine, and that's all I could think of.
And thank God he is okay. Richard, maybe you want to ask Falcon if he wants to say anything to all of us, because just let him know how grateful and thrilled we are that he's just fine. He, obviously a precocious little boy.
Yeah, Falcon, everybody's watching this on TV right now, and they want to know if you'd like to say something about what happened.
A lot of people helped to find you.
You could tell them thank you, because there was a lot of the police looking after us, and I don't know who else, but the media certainly had helicopters, so they helped track you while, I guess, the emergency vehicles got in. You want to say thank you?
I'm getting a lot of email questions. There was no school in Fort Collins today. Richard, there was no school in Fort Collins today. That's why the boys were home. Is that right?
That's correct. There's no school Thursday and Friday.
All right, well, it was a day for experiment. We got some more questions to ask you guys, and you're being very, very patient with us. Our viewers are interested in this story. We have some more questions for all of the Heaney family, and we'll continue that right after this.
Larry King Live, brought to you by Advil PM. Spend less time lying awake with annoying aches and pains and more time asleep with Advil PM.
I'm going to do another one of my sleep studies. Advil PM or Tylenol PM. Here we go. Middle of the night. Awake again? Asleep. With Advil PM, she's spending less time lying awake with aches and pains and more time asleep. Advil PM. The difference is a better night's sleep. Try Advil PM liquid gels too. Real liquid power to rush relief where it hurts and ease you into a better night's sleep.
So what's the problem? These are hot. We're shipping them everywhere.
Well, we can't predict our shipping costs.
Dallas, Detroit, different rates.
Well, with us, it's the same flat rate.
Same flat rate.
Boston, Boise? Same flat rate.
Alabama, Alaska?
With Priority Mail flat rate boxes from the Postal Service, if it fits, it ships anywhere in the country for a low flat rate.
Dude's good.
Dude's real good.
Dudes, Priority Mail flat rate boxes, only from the Postal Service. A simpler way to ship.
Homeowners, if you're ready to refinance, Bank of America can help you find the loan that's right for you. Call now and get your free home loan checkup. It's a great way to see if our mortgage specialists could help save you money every month with a loan that better meets your needs. That's part of our commitment to successful home ownership. Bank of America Home Loans. Get your free home loan checkup today. Visit us online or call 1-800-641-7404.
They've served for decades as a golden, tasty sidekick to the all-American meal. French fries and our national passion for them are legendary, classic, iconic. But times change, and people want better foods. So Cargill helped a restaurant chain create a zero-trans-fat cooking oil for their French fries, using select canola plants and innovative processing techniques, while preserving their famous taste. Because no one wants to give up a classic. This is how Cargill works with customers.
National Car Rental,
That's my choice, because with National, I roll past the counter and choose any car in the aisle. Choosing your own car? Now that's a good call.
Go National. Go like a pro. The parents of Amanda Knox, the 22-year-old accused of murder in Italy. Tomorrow night, 9 Eastern.
We're back with the Heaney family. It was a dramatic few hours, as a lot of us thought that little boy, Falcon, 6 years old, was stuck in a balloon that has simply run away, and we didn't know what happened to him. Major Justin Smith is joining in the conversation with us right now from Fort Collins. He's the Larimer County with the Larimer County's Sheriff's Office. I take it, Major Smith, you're investigating exactly what happened. Is that right?
Yes, Wolf. Our agency was in charge of the search and rescue as well as the criminal investigation part of the incident.
What does that mean, a criminal investigation part? Explain what that means.
Well, anytime you have a missing person, the patrol deputies, investigators come out. So we were the initial responders that came as the 911 call came in. So as we arrived on scene here, our deputies began to ask the questions and try to sort out what was happening. Very unusual incident. So the questions have come up. Is there anything suspicious about this incident? We've seen no indications that this was anything more than what looked like a tragedy that was averted.
You have no evidence to suggest it was all planned, it was some sort of publicity stunt. Is that what you're saying, Major?
You're correct. We've seen no indication that this is anything more than it came in as a 911 call, that there was this situation where they believed the child was in the balloon and had a lot of emergency personnel doing everything they could to sort that out.
Once that balloon touched down and there was no child on board, then what did you think?
You know, at that point, there were a lot of stomachs that just sank. We were expecting the boy to be on there. We were very concerned how that balloon was coming down. We were relieved to hear that it was coming down, and when they aired the fact that there was nobody in there, boy, just a lot of hearts really sunk on that. And then we started backing up to figure out what else could have happened to the young child.
And was it the working assumption that the child might have fallen out of the balloon as it was floating around the skies?
That's exactly the information that was coming in. I know the news outlets were receiving multiple reports of what was going on. That times 10 was what was coming into law enforcement. We got several reports of people with pictures and video where they believed something was falling off the balloon. So there were several areas. One was still within our county, a short distance from the family home. Others were quite a distance out. This balloon traveled probably 50 miles. So you had multiple jurisdictions trying to figure out where these reports came from. If there was any truth to them, we had multiple areas to search.
And at one point, the Colorado National Guard was called out, and helicopters with night vision equipment were deployed because it was going to be dark fairly soon. Is that right?
Yes, early on they had helicopters. We had a lot of daylight left. However, we're always planning for a distance out. And as this report came into us, it was one of those situations, and nobody's prepared for, who would be responsible to try to rescue someone from a balloon that ran away, certainly a child. And so we were working with multiple law enforcement agencies. Colorado National Guard was integral, as were our local media outlets that put helicopters up, kept an eye on the balloon, and were available for anything we needed from them.
Major Smith, stand by, because I want to get back to the family, but I want to take another quick break first. We'll continue right after this.
Now your card comes with a way to plan for what matters to you. Introducing Blueprint. Blueprint is free and only for Chase customers. It lets you choose what purchases you want to pay in full to avoid interest, with full pay. And those you split, you decide how to pay over time. If having a plan matters, chase what matters. Create your own blueprint at chase.com/blueprint.
I'm Nelson, and this is my Citgo. Salisbury is a wonderful little town. It's the kind of place where folks ask how you're doing and are really interested in the answer. As a local business, we're proud of the jobs we provide in this community, and we're especially proud of the ways that we give back and the local causes we support.
Every Citgo is locally owned, and they're at every turn.
We treat our customers like friends, and who doesn't want more friends?
Right now, there's a nurse saving a life in Baltimore.
20 minutes later, she'll bring one into the world in Seattle. Later today, she'll help an accident victim in Kansas. How can one nurse be in all these places? Through the nurses she taught in this place. Johnson & Johnson knows behind every nurse who touches a life, there's a nurse educator who first touched them.
You're a nurse. You make a difference.
Right now at Men's Warehouse, you'll find a great selection of fall designer suits on sale. And when you buy any suit, you'll get a second one for only $100. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
If you're like most, your retirement dreams have seen better days. But with nearly 130 years of financial experience, the principal knows a few ways to help perk things up. With our helpful tools and resources, we can point you in the right direction and help put some life back in those big plans of yours. Why not start rebuilding your retirement dreams with the principal?
Quality and reliability are more than words here. It's personal. I have diabetes. Rodney's kid, too. So we're so proud to manufacture the Accu-Check Aviva meters and test strips here in the USA. Plus, we've proven you'll waste 50% fewer strips when you use our meter, which means greater savings for people with diabetes, like me. Now that's a true American value.
Accu-Check Aviva, born in the USA.
I'm a lifelong Republican. That's why I watch Anderson Cooper 360 on CNN. Because whenever one of those left-wing politicians plays with the facts, they're held accountable.
AC 360, next on CNN.
Let's check in with Anderson Cooper to see what's coming up at the top of the hour. Anderson, what are you working on?
Wolf, you've been talking to the family. We're covering the dramatic balloon chase as well. We're talking to a balloon enthusiast and neighbors about what exactly they saw. Some folks, as you know, Wolf, think this was a publicity stunt. We'll look at what we know now. Also tonight, did Texas Governor Rick Perry approve the execution of an innocent man? Exclusive new information tonight from one of the jurors that calls the guilty verdict into question. Should Todd Willingham have been given a new trial? We'll also talk to his defense attorney, and what he says may surprise you. We're keeping him honest. And a frozen woman brought back from the dead. Dr. Sanjay Gupta on how she cheated death. Those stories and more, Wolf, on 360 tonight.
We'll see you in a few moments, Anderson. Thank you. We're going to get back to the Heaney family in a moment, and there are 3 sons, including Falcon, who was believed stuck in that balloon for a few hours. Fortunately, he was not. He's just fine. But let's talk to Mike Fink for a moment. He's with the Larimer County Search and Rescue Department. Mike, based on everything you know, was this legitimate or was this a publicity stunt?
I think it was legitimate. We were prepared to go out and look for a lost boy, and that's really what we cared about.
And you walk us through the roller coaster, because at several points we thought it was all over, but fortunately everything turned out just fine.
Yes, we were put on standby early on, and we were sitting around waiting at our works or wherever we might have happened to be. And then, oh gosh, about an hour or so into the event, we were asked to respond here to the residence where we were going to be dispatched to start searching.
And what were your fears? Did you really genuinely believe the boy was in that balloon, or did you just assume he was missing someplace else?
I personally, once the media said that the balloon was empty, felt that there was a strong possibility that he wasn't even in it to begin with.
And so then did you start searching the house and the neighborhood?
Well, we were on standby at that point. They didn't get us involved until they confirmed that there might be, something to search for here in this area and possibly along the flight path.
Well, fortunately, everything turned out just fine. Mike Fink, thanks very much. We'll take a quick break. We'll wrap this up with the family, some final questions for this family right after this.
The life you want to pursue is still within your reach. But to get there, you need help. Insightful, one-on-one advice
from an advocate who knows you and knows where you want to go. A Merrill Lynch financial advisor, now with access to the resources of Bank of America, can help you diversify, rebalance, imagine, and believe. Merrill Lynch, Wealth Management.
Your loved one goes into cardiac arrest. What if you had the power to stop the clock?
Another day cheating death. CNN Saturday and Sunday night, 8 Eastern.
Book it now, pay later, only on Bookit.com. Now, for the first time in history, book any upcoming vacation on Bookit.com and make no payments for 6 months when you use Bill Me Later. Book it now while air and hotel rates are at historic lows with no money down. Make no payments till spring of 2010, only on Bookit.com with the Bill Me Later payment option. Hurry, the Book It Now, Pay Later sale ends at midnight tonight. So book it now to Bookit.com.
Own a timeshare? Turn it into cash.
No more mortgage payments.
Thank you, Timeshares Only.
At Timeshares Only, you'll find properties from the biggest names in the industry. If you want to buy, sell, or rent, call now. Call Timeshares Only and get your free information kit with our insider secrets to buying, selling, and renting timeshares, plus receive a free $100 gift card.
The over $5 billion sold in the past 6 months proves now can be the best time to sell.
Call 1-800-581-7004. That's 1-800-581-7004.
Soledad O'Brien reports Latino in America next Wednesday and Thursday night, 9 Eastern.
Richard Haney, the father of little Falcon. Richard, earlier in the show, I asked you to relay the question to Falcon. He was hiding in the garage for about 4 hours, and I asked you to ask him why didn't he come out after he heard you and his mom and everybody else screaming for Falcon. And you said to him, Falcon, why didn't you come out? And Falcon said, you guys said that, we did this for the show. And you said, what did he mean, we did this for the show?
I have no idea. I think he was talking about the media. Had been asking him a lot of questions. So somebody had asked him that question earlier.
You want to ask him now? I don't know if he can hear me. What he meant by what he said, we did this for the show? You want to ask Falcon?
Falcon, they want to know. They want to know why you were in the attic, okay, for so long, and why you. Say it again.
Why he said, at least he said, we did this for the show, in explaining why he didn't come out of the attic.
Yeah. Let me interrupt this real quick because I think I can see the direction you guys are hedging on this. Because earlier, you had asked the police officers some questions. The media out front, we weren't even going to do this interview. And I'm kind of appalled after all of the feelings that I went through, up and down, that you guys are trying to suggest something else, okay? I'm really appalled because they said out in front that this would be the end and I wouldn't have to be bothered for the rest of the week with any shows or anything. So we said, okay, fine, we'll do this. So I'm kind of appalled that you guys would say something like that. You know, it's...
No, we're not asking anything unusual. You were asked earlier about if this was a publicity stunt. You say it wasn't. The police say it wasn't. The rescue operation say it wasn't. The only thing I just wanted to clarify why Falcon had said earlier, we did this for the show, and I just wanted to clarify. I didn't understand what he was referring to.
Well, you know, we were on Y-Swap a couple of times. So the camera crews out there, I would imagine, they'd ask him a couple of questions in reference to this. And I believe, you know, he meant something to do with that.
Right, and he's nodding his head for that. I don't want you to misunderstand. Just asking the question doesn't mean, Richard, that we're suggesting anything untoward or anything like that. We're just thrilled that Falcon is alive and well and your family is together. We watched all of this play out during the course of several hours, and I got to tell you personally, as a reporter who reported that he was alive and well, it was a thrilling moment for me because, you know, I was really, really worried that I would have to report something very, very different, and I was just grateful that he is just fine. You have a beautiful family there. You spent an hour